Forbes' new list of America's richest and most influential celebrities includes people like Beyonce, Oprah, Angelina Jolie, and one lone cable guy. Who's that? Just ahead of Katherine Heigl? This guy.
The one, the only, Glenn Beck!
Hello, Denver!
Few of us had even heard of Glenn Beck a few years ago. Now this conservative talk jock seems to be everywhere. He's performing before sold-out crowds on a comedy tour.
Well, all of a sudden, she swoops out.
His daily radio show reaches 8 million people.
From Radio City in Midtown Manhattan, hello.
He's had #1 bestsellers, both fiction and nonfiction, plus a new book out next week. And now he's host of his own Fox News show.
But the government treats us like we're 3-year-olds.
It's a wild show, complete with dead fish.
Hello, America.
Parodies of Al Gore's movie, and antics like this.
Is this cold? Yeah.
It's paying off. His audience has exploded. Even though Beck's show airs in the ratings desert of late afternoon, Beck has a bigger audience than every show on the other cable news channels.
No one should have control. The individual should have control.
Beck says people watch him because he's genuinely passionate about the issues he covers. He compares himself to that anchorman in the movie Network.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
He works constantly, starting at dawn here doing an early morning TV show.
I pretty much get it. Are we going to do China today or...
Then he prepares for his radio and TV shows.
We stand up.
He does 3 hours of radio every day.
Yes, that's what the vibe was at the time!
You're on the radio 3 hours, television 1 hour, and you write a book, and now you're going on tour?
Yeah.
Because you're a narcissist desperate for attention?
Please like me. Please. I'll dance.
Hello, you sick, twisted freak. Welcome to the program. I don't even know where to begin.
He began his career when he was only a teenager. You started a million years ago on the radio. You were a kid.
13 years old. It just shows how low the standards are in this country, isn't it? I mean, wow.
He worked his way up, eventually reaching top jobs at big radio stations. But his personal life was spinning out of control. He'd been deeply affected as a teen by his parents' divorce, and then his mother committed suicide.
She was an alcoholic and drug addict. And when I hit 30, I was going down that same path.
You were a jerk.
That is the most kind way of describing me. I fired a guy one time for bringing me the wrong kind of pen. I was beyond a jerk.
At the time, he was downing almost a fifth of Jack Daniels every day.
He takes this great career and flushes it down the toilet.
His longtime producer was stunned by Beck's downward spiral.
He drops to the lowest of lows.
I tried for almost 2 years to stop drinking, and I'd look at myself in the mirror every day, and I'd say, "You're not an alcoholic. You don't have a problem." One morning, my kids came down for breakfast, and I poured them bowls of cereal, and they said, "Dad, tell us the story of Inky, Blinky, and Stinky and the Island of Cheese." And I realized that not only could I not remember the story I told them, I didn't even remember tucking them in. And so I lied to them and I said, "You see how much you remember, you tell me. What was the story?"
That night, he went to Alcoholics Anonymous.
And I said, "I don't know what I expected, but you guys don't look like alcoholics." This lady, she must have been 70 years old. She was wearing a sweater set and pearls. She was sitting right in front of me, and she just leaned back. She said, "Oh, honey, we're all drunks in here."
His transformation didn't stop there. You became a Mormon.
Yeah.
Why?
I apologize, but guys will understand this. My wife is like hot, and she wouldn't have sex with me until we got married. And she wouldn't marry me unless we had a religion. And I'm like, "Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I gotta go to church for this."
But now, he says, Mormonism has grounded him, so he's grateful to his wife. He just told us he became religious only to have sex with you. Was he joking?
No, he's not joking.
How'd you meet?
The parking lot.
You came up to her?
Really?
No, she came up to me.
Said, "I know you on TV."
No.
It was before, long before TV.
Yeah. I was a loser, local radio, you know. And she came up and she said, "You Glenn Beck?" I think she said, "I used to listen to you when I was in high school." And I'm like, "Oh, she's really old. Thanks for the laughs." And she turned around and walked away.
Today, Tanya's a common target of her husband's humor.
I know my wife all the time. Gotta take the plastic back.
The Tanya voice, they call it. And it's this naggy.
Doesn't bother you though. You smile through it.
Yeah, you know,
You know how long it took for these to deal?
And it doesn't bother you when they say hateful things.
You know, if I let every single thing bother me, you know, I would have jumped off a bridge a long time ago.
Worst person in the world.
Lots of people do say nasty things about Glenn Beck.
I just love Glenn Beck's sanity. And I fear for it.
Finally, a guy who says what people who aren't thinking are thinking.
Some criticize him for crying on the air.
After 9/11 on 9/12, I told you for weeks, you're not alone.
Somebody get this blubbering buffoon, you know, a box of Kleenex. I mean, what is he going to do for his next hour?
People have accused you of faking it for showbiz.
I should be paid a lot more money if I could cry on Will like that. Wouldn't it be good? Seriously.
You're a lying sack of dog mess.
Some of the women on The View gave him a hard time.
I was not particularly happy to see you because I watch your show. No, I don't like your views.
Many of his critics call him a Republican lapdog, but actually, he attacks both parties.
Clinton blew it, and so did Bush.
Both parties only believe in the power of the party.
I want to vote them all out.
He expresses the feelings of many when he criticizes politicians for grabbing more power than the Constitution intended.
Look, the American experiment was about freedom. Freedom. Freedom to be stupid. Freedom to fail. Freedom to succeed.
Well, we still largely have that freedom.
Do we? We've just put General Motors into the hands of the people who can't even run our own government.
Company cars for everyone.
Our debt is just the interest, $1 trillion a year. $1 trillion a year. You can't pay for that. So what do? We go over to China. Oh, can we please have some money, please? Please, 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 please. We're going to be the ones making the little umbrella, out of bamboo. That's going to be us pretty soon.
What does common sense tell you? We should run to freedom.
So Beck says he'll keep shouting in his book, on radio, TV, and on stages, until Americans understand that life would be better if government, Democrats and Republicans, just left Americans alone.
I believe in people. I believe that if we get out of people's way,
I love you, Missouri.
sky's the limit. Sky is the limit.